A funny thing happened on the way to the Coliseum.
Beautiful day. Good day for a ride. I'm going to have to adjust that idle a little bit here. Tad more air, I think. Get some coffee.
Okay, so I went in, I got my coffee, I sat down and opened up my Bible freestyle. Now, you know I like coffee. This is coffee. And there it was, Revelation 17. It's kind of funny how that is, with most of the book landing over on that side, and just this little bit left here on the right side, the last few chapters of the book of Revelation. Revelation 17 is what showed up, and so Revelation 17 will be today, or will be for us, my scripture du jour. Reading from the book of Revelation now. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sits upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman set upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, and having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now this one seems easy. All right, this is just me speaking here. Food for thought. This one seems easy. The scarlet-colored beast is probably the dragon of old, who we now call Satan. Now, he's full of blasphemy. Now, blasphemy being anything that attempts to take away or changes the true worship of God, the times and the seasons, the truth of God, or places itself between man and God. And there's some other things too that can be blasphemy, like saying that this person, a mere mortal man, has the power to forgive sins. Okay. The 7 heads and the 10 horns are explained somewhat later in the text, so I won't need to talk about that. Back to Revelation. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. Now this is interesting. Breaking away. This is interesting. Purple is the color of royalty. It is also the color of that was used for writing edicts or whatever that would come out of a kingdom, out of an emperor, or even from the Pope of the Roman Catholic Church. Always used purple. But she was also decked with gold. I'm back in Revelation now. She was always and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of the abominations and the filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written: Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Great admiration? Whoa, John dude, what's up in your mind, man? This woman is full of the blood of the apostles, maybe. Other saints of the faith, and even the many, many that were burned alive for their faith in Jesus Christ throughout the history AD. Is that what we're talking about here? Let's get back to Revelation. The beast that thou saw was, this is the angel explaining it, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, which again confirms that it's the one we call Satan, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names are not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. Yes, the beast, I'm talking here, just me. The beast that was, and is not, and yet is. The beast, in all probability, the serpent of the garden. Maybe. That was. And is not. In reality, the beast is among us. We know it as a spirit of the Antichrist right now. But it's among us. But hidden so well that not many know that it is. And the modern church either rejects it entirely or in some ways even worships it. And yet is, it says. And yet is. Yet tends to mean here in this format from before or as has always been. Is then means as right now. Today he's here. At this time that John is talking about. This beast is the supernatural origin of the spirit of the Antichrist that even Jesus taught was in this world when he was and had been and is. So you see, it's a matter of how well he hides. He does what he needs to do, what he thinks he needs to do, but he hides so well we don't know him. Like I say, even the modern church that doesn't know him, doesn't know who he is, worships him. This is ridiculous. Back to Revelation. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, upon which the woman sits. Ooh, Mr. Carter, I know this one. You see, the Vatican sits on 7 hills. And before that, when the Roman Church was, in Constantinople, it was also sitting on 7 hills. So it's sitting on 7 hills at both places, from the point of origin to where it is.
Then the spirit said, "Slow your roll, dim bulb. Figure this out, for this is Mystery Babylon, not the mystery of Babylon." Then the spirit said, "Mountains."
Okay, so, let's kind of figure this out. There's Mount Hermon, there's Mount Ararat, there's the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, there's a whole bunch of mountains out and through there. Mountains everywhere. There's even mountains like Pikes Peak and other places. There's mountains all over this world. Where could there be 7 mountains for this whore to set upon? Well, alrighty. Let's figure this out. Mountains. 7 mountains. Babylon. What's in common? What would Babylon have to do with 7 mountains? 7. 7. 7 deadly sins. Envy, gluttony, greed, lust, pride, sloth, and wrath. The mountains are up and above what's already been discussed. The 7 deadly sins piled up underneath of this great mystery whore. The whore sets on 7 mountains of deadly sin.